absorbing quick. Took the people's signature to mean extorted it. To informing them there's a surplus, what they tell us there are shortages. Credit economy, mortgages, dollar that's supported with empty fortresses. What was supported is this reported ships supporting this, of course it is extortion. Then accordance with restoring just the foreign chicks we're growing what's informing this, informing this. With restoring trades, pedophilia and the government endorsing it. What abortion is, you just vilify those that supporting it. Wait a matrix engineer, that's unfortunate. Geopolitically we in a field, that's what it's real. Wonder is it real? Rappers actors say they high, say they sipping pills. Glorify suicide so they get the deals. Big pharma set it up just to flip the pills. Control the music industry until the scripts get filled. Geopolitically, yeah, we in the field. That's for Israel. Wonder is it real?
What is that? What up, guys? Way too close to the speaker, sorry. Alright, you guys know the drill. We talked to him about the genetic modification for a while before we went live. Dude, shut up. What's up, bro? Chilling. In a world where no one knows what the world is. I'm glad you guys came out today so we could tell you about the Earth. Thank us later. So, everyone here, I'm assuming, thinks the Earth is a spinning ball in a vacuum, right? The Earth's a ball, a globe, a sphere that spins around in a vacuum. The truth is, it provably is not a sphere. Provably. So you've been engineered to immediately laugh or ridicule once I say what I'm about to say, but you should wonder why it is that you've been engineered to think this. But anyway, the truth is, and as crazy as it may sound, the Earth is actually flat. The Earth is flat, it doesn't move, and it's the center of everything. It's geocentric. You can literally prove it. So what I do, because people laugh and they want to act like I'm stupid or whatever, I offer them $100 cash. Anybody here? $100 cash if you can get 3 questions right about the globe Earth model. $100 cash. I'll even tell you what the first question is. According to the globe Earth, how many times does the Earth spin every 24 hours? How many times does the Earth rotate every day? If you get that question right and the next 2 questions right, you win $100 cash. And they're very basic questions. I've been traveling the U.S. offering this money, and I can do so pretty confidently because what I happen to know is no one knows anything about the Earth that they believe they live on. Nothing. So people will laugh and call me stupid because I say the Earth's flat, but they know nothing about it. So it's like, you're so crazy you don't believe the Earth's a ball, but I don't know anything about the Earth being a ball. It's like telling me that you believe in the Bible, but you just haven't read it yet. You've just yet to get the Genesis, but you know it's real. Right? So someone feel free to prove me wrong. You come up, you get 3 questions right, you win $100. You don't have to pay to play. You don't have to pay if you don't win. Right? Just $100, free bread. All you gotta do is get the 3 questions right. But no one ever gets them right. You know what's ironic about it is all the quote-unquote dumb flat earthers, They know all the answers. So how is it that you know we're crazy and dumb if you don't even know what we're supposedly dumb for not believing in? Don't you think the most informed thing to do would be to actually know what we're talking about? That seems kind of unfounded to me. Here we go. Oh, someone called an ambulance. The globe is dead. Look, the globe. R.I.P. R.I.P. Heliocentrism and pseudoscience. The globe busters are here. The Earth's not spinning 1,000 miles per hour right now. Do you feel like you're spinning? Oh, I'm the conspiracy theorist? Because I don't think I'm spinning 1,000 miles per hour right now. You got to come answer them. You can't look them up. Well, I can't ask the questions on the mic while you can look them up. But you feel free to come play, man. First question doesn't change. How many times does the Earth spin every day? According to the globe Earth that we were all taught. So anyway, do you guys think we went to the moon in 1969? Alright, well, this is the first time I've done this, but I'm going to play Buzz Aldrin talking about the moon landing. And you tell me who's crazy. You know, Buzz Aldrin supposedly went to the moon for America.
Flat.
Yeah, it's flat. It is, yeah. I'm going to play Buzz Aldrin telling you what happened on the moon landing.
The other two questions?
Oh, okay. You got to answer the first one. How many times does the Earth spin every 24 hours? According to the globe Earth.
And like according to the globe?
Yeah.
Well, the Earth doesn't spin, it's flat.
Yeah, but I'm according to the globe that we were all taught, you know.
It spins every hour on its axis.
Can I answer that?
That's wrong. Go ahead.
7.
No.
But it's one.
It's 1? The answer's 1, yeah. Alright. Alright, I'll ask you a second question.
1?
Yeah, it says it spins 1 time. According to the model, how far away is the sun?
Say that one time?
How far away is the sun?
4 million miles.
Bro, he's trying to win the money, man.
94 million miles.
That's actually wrong. It's 93 million.
Hey,
It's all. He got close. He got close. Hey, do you know what the radius is? Because I'll give you some money too. All right. We'll throw that one out. What tilt is the Earth on? What degree tilts? It's supposedly tilted. 45? No. 23.4.
we gotta know to the exact point.
Well, I would have given you 23 or 24 or something.
My bad.
It's all good. Nah, no one ever gets these. I give them the close answers. So, you guys see the problem here, that no one knows the answers? Don't you think that's weird?
No,
It's not a shot at you. It's not a shot at you.
It's not the fact that we don't know the answers. It's just the fact that we haven't went through these questions or that course
In a long time.
in a long ass time,
Yeah.
because everybody in their elementary school went through these courses.
Yeah.
From elementary all the way up to what? 10 damn near, because then and some stuff.
Physics debunks the globe. But yeah, I hear what you're saying. You know, everyone just forgot about it. That's why they got away with everyone thinking the Earth's a ball, because no one knows anything about it. I want to play Buzz Aldrin talking about the moon landing. Let's see if this is not weird. Maybe I'm the conspiracy theorist.
Talk about this, because this is fascinating. I remember very clearly, I think anybody who was alive at the time does. I remember my parents waking me up and we went down and we watched you guys land on the moon.
No,
Which was
no, you didn't.
what?
Because there wasn't any television. There wasn't anybody taking a picture. You watched animation. So you associated what you saw with...
I have very hazy memories.
I know.
Well, no, but what we saw was we all were gathered around the old curved top radio and
me
listening.
talking about, how many feet we were going to the left and right, and then I said, contact light, engine stop.
It's
And a few other
exciting.
things, and then Neil said, Houston, and 40 days, we don't know ground. Yeah, how about that?
That was very exciting.
Not a bad line.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so in case you didn't hear it, so he said, I remember my parents and I watching you land on the moon. He said, no, you didn't. You didn't watch us land on the moon. There weren't even cameras there. They couldn't have put it on TV. It was an animation. All you did was hear us, and you just associated it with what you thought was going on. And then at the end of it, he turns around and he says, pretty good lie, though. This is the guy that supposedly landed on the moon. What's up with that? Interesting. The Earth is flat. So they didn't go to the moon. Well, that makes sense, but that's why they can't go back 50 years later, because they never went. And NASA admits they can't go back.
Let's don't forget about the Australian lady that seen the Coke bottle roll into the set.
Okay, someone saw a Coke bottle roll into the set.
There was one in Australia because they actually had their live stream.
Right.
Which was actually the studio.
It was in a studio, right?
And there was a Coke bottle.
Yeah.
And she's like in her 90s and she remembers seeing that Coke bottle roll in and somebody like come in and drag it out or make it look like a breeze. In a vacuum.
Yeah, right. With no atmosphere.
Yeah, I watched Karen in them.
Oh, yeah. Jerry's my boy. I want to show with him.
May I ask who you are?
WitsitGetsIt.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I want
I'd love to
Glowbusters.
see you guys down here.
Yeah.
Like, it's a conspiracy. I've been on the flat earth thing for a long
Nice.
time. I got the flat earth app on my phone.
Oh, Dave Weiss's app.
Ah!
Yeah, that's my boy too, Dave Weiss. Flat Earth, Sun, Moon, Clock.
He was the first one. They got me to watch 200 proofs.
Oh, 200 proofs. I see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. You got a card there? Here, you can get it. My card has a QR code on it. Yeah, of course.
Down here talking to people.
Yeah, much love. Check us out on YouTube. So, see, there are people that have found out about this all over the world. There's actually 16 million flat earthers in Brazil alone. So this is why the government censors it. So much so that we have to go around the U.S. and get on a microphone and try and wake people up. Do you guys agree with the government censoring stuff? Oh, it's all fun and games until you can't even talk anymore, I guess. Who cares if they censor the flat earthers? That's not me. You're going to turn around and have no free speech, homie. Okay? You can prove they lied about the earth. We can see the skyline of Chicago across Lake Michigan from 60 miles away. And based on the globe earth map, it should have been completely blocked by earth curve. How do we see the skyline of Chicago then? How do we see mountains from 273 miles away? Based on the globe earth map, it should have been blocked by 3 miles of earth curvature. How does that work? It makes no sense. Yeah, like if a lady's pregnant, can she see her feet?
Yeah, of course.
No, she can't. Okay, if a pregnant lady takes her hand and rubs it over her stomach to the bottom of her stomach, can you see her hand?
She cannot.
She cannot, because the physical curve is blocking her hand, right? The earth has to do that if it's a bowl, and it has to do it at a certain rate based on what size they said it was, but it doesn't do that. You can test it.
I'm willing to say that flat earth is real. Only problem that I have is how does a person go straight and then somehow, some way come all the way back?
Yeah,
Okay.
explain that.
Gotcha.
I'm not saying that you're wrong.
No, good question. I got
You
you.
know what I mean? The 8 mile.
8 inches per mile squared.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're asking how they come back around. Yeah. That's called circumnavigation, right? East to west circumnavigation works perfectly on a flat earth. You use a compass, it points north, which is in the center. And so you update east or west relative to the center, you'll come back to where you started. So east to west circumnavigation work identical on a globe and a flat earth. The one that's impossible on a flat earth is north to south circumnavigation, right? Because that's the bottom of a ball. No one's ever done it in the history of mankind. It's illegal to even try to do it.
What do you mean it's
It's called the Antarctic Treaty. You can't go do it.
Oh yeah.
a fucking
How many countries do you know that can get along and sign the treaty for as long as there has been? How many do we have right now? Like 55?
Yeah, like 59 countries.
That all say nobody can go to Antarctica.
Longest lasting peace treaty in modern history doesn't even go up for review till like 2042.
I wish I could stick around. I really wish I could.
No, just take a card, man.
Yeah.
this shit up.
Awesome.
Yeah, you look it up. Antarctic Treaty signed in 1959. Did you guys know that every major world country signed a treaty that says it's illegal for you to go past Antarctica? That's not weird. Just what would prove the Earth's a ball.
You're trying to go to Antarctica, that's going to charge you about $300,000.
Well, yeah, they'll take you on an approved guided tour, and then they'll take you to 1% of Antarctica, and you're not allowed to get off the boat, and you can't bring external fuel supply or water supply. You can't privately explore it. You can just go where they take you.
So why can't people go to Antarctica?
Because it would prove that they lied about the Earth. That's why they can't go to Antarctica. Pretty simple.
That would make sense. I do know some celebrities that were talking about that, and they got really on that thing.
Yeah, like Kyrie came out and talked about flat Earth, and they just attacked him.
I was like, why the fuck are y'all so like
Triggered, if it's stupid.
What the fuck?
Yeah. You can prove the Earth's not a spinning ball in the vacuum. You can measure the surface of the Earth. That's what we did, and that's why we're censored. That's why we're censored. So, in 1945, the U.S. government did something called Operation Paperclip. They brought Nazis over here. They put paperclips in different files to pick out the Nazis that we're going to bring over here, declassified, 1945. 1946, they did something called Operation High Jump, where they went and explored the Antarctic region. The person that did this on behalf of the U.S. military, his name is Admiral Byrd, a well-decorated admiral for the U.S. government. Okay, he came back from exploring that region for the military, and he got on TV and said, "It's astonishing to me there's an area as big as the continental U.S. on the other side of Antarctica that no one knows exists, no one knows it's there, it has tons of resources, and yet it's still unexplored." Guess what happened to him? He died 3 years later in 1957. His son also mysteriously died in between that time, probably a coincidence. In 1957 he died, and then in 1958 they founded NASA, and in 1959 they signed the Antarctic Treaty, which said it's illegal for you to go where they had just explored. Just a coincidence. All declassified.
Question, bro. Okay, so why exactly would you say that they're hiding?
Why would they lie?
Why? What
Yeah,
you know,
why?
Because there's got to be a higher purpose behind it. Why?
Yeah.
Because
Why?
we know that like they're like not using funds for NASA for the things that we think NASA's for.
Oh.
Sure.
I get that much, but
NASA has
why?
a lot of motivations, like $52 million a day budget.
Yeah, it's actually updated to 60 million a day now.
Yeah, so what's the purpose?
Why would they lie? Okay, that's the number one question we get. It's all good. I mean, I didn't lie, so I can't tell you definitively, but I can give you speculations. It's pretty obvious why they lied. So we give NASA $60 million every day, but the government always lies for money, and for way more money than that. They steal way more money than that from us, but $60 million a day is a lot. They signed the Antarctic Treaty, so they're hiding land. So there could be tons of land and resources that none of the peasants know about. So if they're hiding land, huge pieces of land, I mean, that's a very obvious motivation to lie. They told you there's a ball, it has a finite amount of land, there's nowhere to go, we explored it all. You can't go to Antarctica, don't worry, it's just an ice cap. Don't worry about it. But they're hiding land. There are ancient maps that show tons of continents outside of it, right? In addition, they're hiding the creator, in my opinion. People think that everything came from nothing, and they came from apes, and they're in this huge emptiness where an asteroid's going to kill them, you know. But the Earth is stationary, center of everything, which means it had to be created. The creator is very local and personal, and they hid him because it's easier to brainwash you if you don't know there's a creator. There are numerous reasons why they would lie. It's the biggest lie ever.
I'm gonna tell you why y'all are smart. I'm gonna tell you why y'all are super freaking smart, right? I can tell by your t-shirt and by listening to your religion, right? So y'all are more so religious, spiritual, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't like the word religion, but yeah, I'm spiritual.
However, y'all aren't using that in order to explain what y'all
Exactly.
believe. Y'all are using science, something that the masses can agree
Yes.
with. That's freaking smart.
Yeah.
People should be like y'all.
Yeah, I agree. Speaking of science, there's something called the second law of thermodynamics, which debunks the vacuum of space. You can't have pressure sitting next to a vacuum. It's impossible. You can't have gas pressure sitting next to a vacuum. It's called the second law of thermodynamics. The pressure would fill the vacuum instantaneously, seeking equilibrium. So like when you have a soda, it's carbonated and very fresh, right? So when you open the soda, what happens? It goes psh, and it equalizes to that lower pressure outside the soda instantaneously. That's called the second law of thermodynamics. The only way you could have that pressure in that soda is for it to have it tightly sealed, right? So if you have gas pressure on the earth that most of you guys are choosing to breathe, and it's sitting next to a vacuum, then how does the gas pressure not fill the vacuum according to the second law of thermodynamics? It's impossible. The vacuum of space as is defined is literally impossible according to natural scientific law. You might ask yourself, well then why would they come up with that story if it's so easily debunked? There's no way it's that simple. Well, it's because it's literally the only way you can claim the Earth is a spinning ball. Literally. The lights have to be thousands of light years away in an empty void of a vacuum to even explain how the sky resets for all recorded history and never changes. Dun dun dun. Did you guys know that the sky resets every single year for thousands of years around Polaris, the North Pole star? What's going on with that? That's weird. Did you guys know that? You can Google time lapse of the star trails. They do perfect concentric circles around Polaris, the North Pole star, directly over the North Pole of the Earth, and they've done this for all recorded history. I thought we were spinning and shooting through space, like numerous different vectors. How come the sky doesn't never change? Interesting. This is getting weird. So a lot of you guys, did you guys hear about how they supposedly went to space recently? Jeff Bezos went to space. Did you guys know they admit that he didn't actually go to space, right? Well, what they do is they just show you a title and they say, look, Jeff Bezos went to space, and they know the average public will just read the title and believe it and they don't know anything about it. Well, Jeff Bezos said he could see the curvature of the Earth. Well, here's Neil deGrasse Tyson talking about how high he was. Let's see if Neil deGrasse Tyson is a famous quote-unquote scientist for the globe Earth model. He's an astrophysicist. Let's see what he has to say.
Oh, by the way, you didn't ask, but I'm going to tell you. Do you know how high up above the Earth he was?
63 miles.
Well, yeah, take that. So take a schoolroom globe, and that's how high above it is he? So he's about 2 millimeters above the surface of a schoolroom globe. So nobody has seen the curvature of the Earth from that height. I just want to make that clear.
Interesting. Interesting. So why are they telling everyone they could see the curve from that height then? Why are they showing you pictures with curve though? That's not weird.
Why are they saying that they want to go to space then?
Because they know they can just say they're going to space and they're not. They're going. Like, there's still clouds up there and they're in what's called a vomit comet. But they realized a bunch of people are waking up to flat Earth. So they had to come up with something that would brainwash people. So they say, oh, we're private companies are going to space now, and people just believe it. They're just brainwashing you subconsciously with stories about space. They know the average people won't actually even look into how high they were or how high they went. So like, there's something called a vomit comet. If you go into a plane, it'll go up and it'll fall down, and you'll experience weightlessness. You'll float for 4 to 5 minutes. Well, that's how long that they floated. 4 to 5 minutes. It's just a vomit comet, a zero-G plane. You can get one for $2,000. Yeah, they said they can't get past low Earth orbit because of Van Allen radiation belts, but they supposedly did it 6 times in the 60s.
I'm still trying to wonder then, why are they trying to colonize something that doesn't exist?
Like, are you talking like Mars?
Yeah, they're talking about
They're not trying to colonize Mars, they're trying to brainwash you. Did you know that in the 50s that the guy that supposedly took us to the moon, his name is Wernher von Braun, right? Wernher von Braun. Yeah, he's a Nazi. He's an SS officer. He supposedly is the one that took us to the moon. We brought him over here from the Nazis. He wrote a science fiction book in the 50s, and the main character's title in the book is Elon. And guess what Elon does in the book? Takes everyone to Mars. That's in the 50s. Do I? Second?
You got social media?
Yeah. There's a QR code on there. Yeah, for sure, bro. Yeah. It's got all my. It should work on anything. How I scan it? That phone should work, maybe.
Just take a picture of it?
Yeah, like if you open your camera and just look at it, it'll pop up. Yeah. Hopefully it works, bro. Much love, dude. So yeah, just a coincidence, I guess, that the Nazi was a prophet. That's not weird. What's up?
What do you feel or think about the vaccine?
I can't talk about it. But YouTube will delete my channel. YouTube will delete my channel. I talked about it before I got on, though. Look at this right here. That's what I think about it. Oh, man. Here we go with them messing with the QR code again, dude. Jeez. We'll get it fixed when we get back. It's ridiculous. Well, whenever you hand them to people, tell them, like, it'll be fixed later tonight. They always attack my QR code. Whatever. So anyway, I know it sounds crazy. When I first heard about fire, I thought it was the craziest thing I've ever heard. It doesn't really matter. Either you swallow your pride and you look into it or you don't. Okay, but they got you scared about China. Oh, China's going to attack us. Russia's. No. It's government versus people, dude. Hence the whole world shutting down on the same day. Apparently China and us agree to shut the world down on the same day and give everyone curfews and lockdowns. Apparently we're not enemies too much, so we're still in a treaty together saying it's illegal for the peasants to go explore the Antarctic region. That's not weird. So anyway, they lied about the Earth. You know, the same government that lied about everything else. The same government that lied about 9/11. You know, 9/11 where supposedly a paper passport popped out of a fire explosion and floated down to show us where the bad guy was, and it just happened to be the bad guy's passport, and the FBI agent just happened to stumble on it in the debris. And on the same exact day, at the same exact time as 9/11, the military was running a drill demonstrating or imitating planes being hijacked and running into the Twin Towers. The exact same day and exact same time as 9/11. That's why they didn't notice the planes were off route. You know, 9/11 where they came out and they said that the U.S. government was missing $2.1 trillion of taxpayer money, and the very next day was 9/11, and the area of the Pentagon that had that missing money documented supposedly got hit by a plane, so they lost all the evidence the very next day that they admitted it. That seems like a legit story. Seems legit. We should probably trust those people. You know, 9/11, that supposedly justified us going to war because they had weapons of mass destruction, and they came out and admitted they didn't have weapons of mass destruction, but we're going to stay there for 13 more years anyway. Yeah, the government always lies. So it's so funny to me that when I ask people, does the government lie? They say, yeah, of course. I'm like, oh, so you think NASA's the one exception? NASA's the one part of the government that doesn't lie. You know, NASA, that means to lift up and to deceive in Hebrew. That has a snake tongue going through its logo. That literally brought Nazis over here in Operation Paperclip, and they supposedly took us to the moon. You know, NASA that said they went to the moon in '69, but they can't go back 50 years later because they accidentally destroyed the technology, and it's a painful process to build it back. You know, Nazis, you know, they're very trustworthy. NASA, we can definitely trust them. You know, they get $60 million a day and show you quote-unquote pictures of the Earth, and then you look it up on their website, they're actually cartoons. Why didn't they tell you that it was a cartoon, though? Did you guys know that the infamous blue marble is actually a cartoon and NASA admits it? So you guys think there are pictures of the Earth from space, but NASA says they're cartoons. That's super weird. That's weird. Why do we not have real pictures of the Earth? Why can't we go back to the moon? You know, NASA, super trustworthy. The same people that said they went to the moon and brought moon rocks back and gave them to different countries' governments, and then Holland tested the rocks and they turned out to be petrified wood. Why would you have to bring back fake moon rocks if you really went to the moon? You know, NASA, the same ones that lost all the telemetry data and the physical evidence of the moon landing because they accidentally taped over it. Yeah, seems legit. Don Pettit is on record saying, I'd go back to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we destroyed that technology and it's a painful process to build it back. I just now played Buzz Aldrin saying, you didn't really see the moon landing. That was an animation. Buzz Aldrin, the guy that went to the moon, he says it was an animation. So, who's the conspiracy theorist again? You guys call us conspiracy theorists, but you're coincidence theorists. Because really it's just easier to just avoid any uncomfortable truths and try to fit into the majority of what everyone else thinks. I guess you would have been cool with slavery back in the day. I think a lot of people were cool with that. You shouldn't really make your decisions based on what everyone else thinks that's dumb. So, yeah, there you go. They can't go back to the moon because they never went to the moon. This is supposedly where they took the real picture of the Earth from space. This is getting weird. So we don't have real pictures because NASA admits their cartoons now. They can't get far enough away. It's too dangerous. And the moon landing was fake. So where are the real pictures of the Earth from space? Can anyone enlighten me? Well, we have real pictures of the Earth, and they all debunk the globe. Why do we see the skyline of Chicago from 60 miles away? The globe Earth mass says it should be completely blocked by Earth curvature. Why do we see the skyline of Chicago across Lake Michigan from 60 miles? Why can we see mountains from 273 miles away? What's up with that? This is getting weird. So you can physically measure the Earth and see if it's curving. Hey, how is 70% of a ball water? The surface of 70% of the Earth is water, according to them. And water always finds its level. How is 70% of a ball flat? It's called fluid statics. So that's why we put fluid in levels. That's why it's called sea level. So how is 70% of a ball level water? So there you go. We see way too far. We falsified what's called the radius. That's the distance from the center to the edge.
Reach to the choir, brother.
Yeah, much love, bro. So we falsified the radius value. If the radius value is wrong, the entire model is wrong. I've actually had people with PhDs say things like, well, best case, you disprove the radius. They didn't realize that means the whole model's wrong, I guess. Day and night uses the radius, gravity uses the radius, orbit trajectories. You could have never gone to space without it. You got to get a radius of orbit to attain escape velocity. Everything requires that radius value be true. Distances on the Earth uses the radius value, but we debunked the radius value of 3,959 miles. So, I wonder why they censor it. Because it's not a debate. You can prove it. There is no debating this. I debate aerospace engineers, astrophysics professors, physicists left and right. I know numerous physicists that admit the Earth's flat. They can't answer these questions. They can't answer how do you have pressure sitting next to a vacuum without a container. Because what they want to say is gravity. But they know that gravity doesn't work. For one, it's not even scientifically proven to exist. And two, where it's the strongest, it doesn't stop gas from filling the available space. So they say that the gas seeps out into the vacuum. But they know the second law says it seeks spontaneous equilibrium. The vacuum of space is fake. It has been debunked. Did you know the theory of relativity has also been debunked and it's off by 95% in 2021? It's called dark matter and dark energy. Most people they know nothing about this, but they want to make fun of me, so they'll drop something and they'll say, you don't believe in gravity, you're so dumb. No. You believe in gravity. I happen to know it's not a real thing. So when you drop something, it's more dense than the surrounding air and it finds its equilibrium, it goes down. Whenever you drop a helium balloon, what does it do? Does the helium balloon go down? So is the helium balloon gravity proof? No, it's just less dense than the surrounding air, so it goes up. Wow, how profound. The only evidence for gravity is if we assume the Earth's a ball, gravity has to exist because it has to pull you down in all directions and make gigantic planets revolve around each other. It's not real. The theory of relativity has been debunked. I can debunk it on its face anyway. The theory of relativity is the modern rhetoric for gravity. It says gravity is the effect of the bending and warping of space-time. Okay, space is a concept, an idea of emptiness, a privation, emptiness, nothingness. Okay, that's what space is. It's a conceptual privation that we use dimensions to describe. Time is also a concept. You guys know time's not a real thing, right? It's just how we count, how we quantify the cycle in the sky. That's how we count it. Time isn't a physical thing. So can you bend and warp freedom? Can you bend and warp love? No, you can't bend and warp concepts. Concepts can't have physical properties. The theory of relativity is inadmissible on its face. It's dumb. It's dumb. And of course, if you apply equal and opposite reaction, the curves would straighten out, but it doesn't even matter. We don't have to get that far. Tesla dismantled the theory of relativity in its infancy. So you should wonder, if the flat earthers are so dumb, then how come with all the universities in the world, trillions of dollars, all the quote-unquote scientists all around the world working on figuring out how the universe supposedly works, in 2021 they're still off by 95%. The theory of relativity is 95% wrong. Not 95% right, it's 95% wrong. You know why? Because they're trying to explain something that isn't real. When you look in the sky and you see lights, guess what? You're just seeing lights in the sky. They're not in a vacuum thousands of light years away. Do you think that they measured the stars thousands of light years away? How do you measure something thousands of light years away? You can't. Did you know that they don't even claim that they measured it? It's just the mandatory minimum of how far away they have to be to not move in the sky over time. So since the sky doesn't move, they had to claim that the lights were extremely far away, and that's why we don't see them move. Let's cover some of the basics, right? Flat Earth is so crazy. Let's see who's really the crazy ones, because I know that you guys know nothing about it. Literally, you know nothing about it. So what Flat Earth says is that we don't feel the Earth moving because the Earth's not moving. You guys think we're crazy for not believing that even though the Earth feels like it's not moving, it's actually spinning 1,000 miles per hour. And that whenever we see the sun move in the sky, guess what Flat Earth says? The sun moves in the sky. You know what the globe Earth says? The globe Earth says that, well, actually the sun is sitting still. And it just looks like it's moving because we're spinning 1,000 miles per hour. And that during a sunset, you're actually falling backwards 1,000 miles per hour, and it just makes the sun look like it's moving. I thought we were conspiracy theorists. You know, the sun and the moon, they look like they're the same size in the sky. You know what Flat Earth says? They're the same size in the sky. You want to know what the globe Earth says? That the sun's actually 400 times bigger than the moon, just coincidentally, by cosmic chance, exactly 400 times further away also, so they look like they're the same size. Well, that's a cool story. So we see the same exact moon for all recorded history. You know what Flat Earth says? You see what the moon is for all recorded history. You know what the globe Earth says? It's actually a sphere that's spinning, but it's just spinning at such a perfect rate that if it was going 1/4 a mile per hour, faster or slower, we'd see the rest of it, but we've only seen that 1/2 forever. What a cool story, bro. It sounds like a religion to me. And whenever I ask you guys questions you can't answer, you call out to your god of the religion, and it's gravity. You don't know what it is. You don't know if it's been proven. You don't know how to define it. All you have to do is just say gravity. All hell gravity. How does water bend around the outside of a sphere spinning in a vacuum if water always finds its level? There's $1 million reward. $1 million reward to anyone that can replicate water bending around the outside of a sphere that spins. If you can replicate that, you win $1 million. No one's ever replicated it. So we ask you, how is that even possible? It's literally in violation of natural law. And then people say, oh, that's one of those unanswerable questions? I'll just call out to my God. Gravity. Gravity. It's a religion. It's a heliocentric religion. They lied. They told you that you're an insignificant, tiny speck of dust, that you came from apes, there's nothing special about you, you could get hit by an asteroid, that there used to be dinosaurs that got hit by an asteroid, and you're just a tiny speck of dust in this huge nothingness, and nothing special about you. You want to know what the truth is? That the Earth is the center of everything that exists, it doesn't move, and the sky's a perfect clock created for you that resets to give you time, quantification capability. The Earth is the center of everything. It doesn't move. There's something containing the Earth, and it's flat. It has mountains and valleys. It's a topographical plane. There's something containing the water. Most people say, can you not, okay, you think the Earth's flat, can you fall off? Can you fall off of a lake? Can you fall off of a pond? So I guess you see the irony of thinking that flat Earth is stupid. That's a stupid question. You can't fall off the Earth. We also don't know what's beyond this area. It's called the Antarctic Treaty. So no, flat earthers don't think you can fall off the Earth. Most people say, what about the other planets? Because they Google flat Earth, and the only thing that's not censored is flat Earth society. But it's not real flat Earthers. What?
Flat Earth. I believe in flat Earth, bro.
Hell yeah.
You're not the only person.
Sweet.
Let me talk to the mic real quick. Flat Earth is real, guys. Listen to this guy.
Oh, much love, bro. There it is.
Flat Earth.
So yeah, they lied about the Earth. But did you guys know that they drew a circle around you and they don't let you leave it? So they told the slaves effectively to stay in a little circle. And you know why it worked? None of the slaves even know the circle is a thing. They don't even know there is a circle.
They don't.
Antarctic Treaty.
Oh, that's sad.
It is sad.
Man, we need a whole state for this. Everybody got it.
They lied about the Earth. Did you guys know that there are tons of military documents that are declassified that say the Earth's flat? What's up with that? Why does the military say the Earth's flat? I'll just call him names. That'll make him wrong. Why does the military say the Earth's flat? How come when the military designs ground weapon systems for towers, they assume the Earth a dielectric plane, a flat, non-rotating surface, a flat Earth? You can look it up yourself, electromagnetic propagation over a flat Earth, declassified. How come whenever they design military planes, they assume a flat, non-rotating surface? What's up with the military saying the Earth's flat? That's kind of weird, isn't it? Do what? Talking too fast? The military says that the Earth is flat and not moving. That's because whenever someone's life is at stake, they can't afford to pretend the Earth's a ball. People would die. They would die. People would die. That's why. If they assume the Earth's a spinning ball, then people would die. Very simple. So, you know, believe it or not, when you're in the military, and I know plenty of people that have been, and say you see the bad guy, you got to take your shot with a sniper. They don't look over at the guy that they got in the target, and they're like, wait, never mind. He's supposed to be behind the curvature of the Earth, so I can't take the shot. This must be a mirage. I'm going to have to dip the nose down a little bit. No, of course not. They just take the shot. Oh, chill on that. YouTube will delete my channel.
Hey, what about the shot, bro?
Yo, but
Talk
YouTube,
about the shot.
I can't. YouTube will delete my channel, man.
Oh, my bad, bro. My bad.
Not medical advice.
What's your YouTube channel, bro?
WitsitGetsIt. There you go. The QR code? Yeah, no, I have to fix it. So it'll be fixed tonight. They always attack the QR code. Hey, did you guys know they faked the moon landing? You guys think we went to the moon in '69? Hey, you guys want a chance to win $100 if you can get 3 questions right about the globe Earth? All right, well, cool. I'll just hit you with the facts as you walk away. NASA admits they can't go back to the moon 50 years later because they destroyed the technology. They brought fake moon rocks back, and then Holland tested them. They were actually petrified wood. They admit that they can't go back here in 2021. They didn't go back. That's supposed one real picture of the Earth from space. So, we have a problem because now the pictures that we supposedly have are admittedly cartoons and composite images and computer-generated images. So how come in 2021 we don't have real pictures of the Earth? I thought we were the conspiracy theorists. This is getting weird. This is getting weird. You're going to get the machine gun style if you walk by. Hey, by the way, on a side note, we checked the air. It's still good. The air's still good. Don't worry. You don't got to be scared. It's still good. Anyway. Hey, the Earth's actually flat, bro. They lied about the Earth. It's not a spinning ball. Provably. You can prove it. You can prove it. I know it sounds crazy. I thought it was crazy too. But why does the U.S. government censor it so much? Isn't that weird? I thought it was stupid. Why not just let us look stupid? Because when I come down here and I break down the second law of thermodynamics and the convexity of terra firma, that's MIA, all of a sudden your little he's stupid excuse goes out the window. Uh-oh. And by the way, the one thing that isn't censored is the Flat Earth Society, which doesn't have real flat earthers. So they said we have to censor flat earth, it's dangerous misinformation, but they didn't censor all of it. They leave Flat Earth Society alone, and it's the not real representation of flat earth that makes us look dumb, and it has nothing with fake flat earthers in it. Don't you find that weird? If flat earth's so stupid, then why wouldn't you just let us look stupid? Why would you have to misrepresent us with something that we don't think that is stupid? Why don't they censor all of it?
Dude, it's flat, man.
It is flat, bro.
I like the craters. Yeah, you heard that one?
Yeah, there might be upturned edges. Yeah, cool, bro. Much love. I'll get that QR code fixed tonight, bro. They're attacking it. How are so many people already awake? Minneapolis is out here awake. But that's why they censor it.
This is one of the states that's got the most water, so it's the most flat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, tons of water here. Can't be a ball. Hey, how could a ball be flat everywhere? Isn't that weird? So if we test the surface of the Earth and we measure it, right, and it's flat in New York and in Minnesota and in California and in Nevada and in Kansas and in Florida and in Georgia and in Tennessee and in Japan and in China and in Australia, then where is it a ball? This is weird. Wow. I don't get it. If the Earth is flat everywhere, if the surface of a table isn't curving anywhere, what is the table? It's flat. I think it's flat, probably. See, the surface of the Earth isn't curving anywhere. You can measure it. We saw mountains from 273 miles away. Based on the globe Earth map, there should have been 3 miles of Earth curvature. Do you guys know how long a mile is? Well, let's take 3 of them. Let's put them up and down vertically, and the Earth should have been vertically blocking your view for 3 miles, yet you can see the mountains. How does that work? It's impossible. It's impossible. It's impossible. So I'm going to take a break and get a drink of water, and then I'll jump back on. But just so you know, a lot about the Earth. NASA took Nazis over here in 1945. They went and explored Antarctica in 1946, and then they came back and founded NASA in 1958, signed the Antarctic Treaty in 1959, which said it's illegal for you to go there. So they drew a circle around the slaves and said, stay in your playpen, you're not allowed to explore the Earth, and most of the slaves don't even know that it exists. You think that's China versus Russia versus the United States. No, they're all in agreement into a treaty that says it's illegal for the everyday person to go explore what the Earth is. You also can't go within 500 miles of each direction of the center. They're lying about where you live. They drew a circle in the center and a circle around the outside and told you to stay within the 2 circles, and no one even knows the circles exist. So we're trying to wake you up because every major world country is working together, and hence them all shutting down the same day. So it's government versus people. It's time that we wake up. And here's the big red pill before I take the break, before I get back on. The Earth is geocentric. That means the center of everything. They told you it's heliocentric, meaning that it supposedly revolves around the sun. The Earth is geocentric. Okay, the North Pole, the center of the surface of the Earth, the center, it's directly under the center of the sky. It's called Polaris. That's the North Pole star. It's directly over the center of the Earth. And the stars do perfect circles around Polaris every single year for thousands of years. Okay? The Earth is geocentric. It's the center of everything that exists. If the Earth is geocentric and the center of everything that exists, how did it get there? If there's the center of everything, how did it get there? It had to be placed there. There's no other way. So, you have a spirit. You were created. But, I know a lot of people check out when they hear that. But look into the Earth is flat, provably. The Earth's not a spinning ball in a vacuum that defies a handful of physics, like the second law of thermodynamics. What's up?
Not to interrupt before I head out. So, out of curiosity, man, what are we supposed to do? Because I think a lot of people know that we're pretty much controlled and shit. Once we find out, then what?
We got to all come together and speak out against the system and demand that we're allowed to know what the truth is. That's the only hope. We either stand up against all of the crazy things that they're doing. We don't just blindly go into the house for curfews and lockdowns and wear what they tell us to wear and take what they tell us to take, or we're not going to have freedom ever again. That's the sad truth. Yeah, we are. That's why we're trying to do at least our part, Actually, most revolutions, if you look at it, usually start with 10 to 20% of the population. So you actually don't need like 80% or something. But you just need some people to stop being apathetic and wake up. That's why we tell them this truth, because if people find out about this truth, it's hard to fall for any of the other lies. Because you're going to immediately test everything they say. They lie about everything. So that would be my answer. Much love, bro. I'm going to take a break. If anybody's got any questions, you can come up here and ask. We also are offering $100 cash to anyone that gets 3 questions right about the globe Earth, just to prove you guys know something about it, since you think we're crazy for not believing it. I saw you talk.
WWF is 6 blocks down the road.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's done at 9:30.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's going on. What's good, man? Miles.
What's up, Austin? Nice to meet you,
brother.
man.
Yeah,
Sweet, you
he's come
too.
out to the table with me a bunch of times.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So, I think we should do that.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because then we can get the light rail down there.
Yeah, of course. Much love. Let's do it. Apparently WWE is going on. We might go down there.
So we can walk back. We can walk back that way and get on the train and then go to the Target Center. They got the WWE.
The WWE SmackDown.
Is it real? Dude, the finals, Game 6 was epic, bro.
Yeah.
Like, that lady running down the street, and you're like,
All right, I'm down. I mean, it's cleared out.
Yeah, buddy.
All right, I think we're gonna we may wrap this one up and then we'll go do another one in a little bit or something.
What's up, everybody? Authentic Intent. What's good? You can guys check me out on Sebastian52 Durden. That's all my 360 videos for Flat Earth. And then Authentic Intent, archive number 52 is all my old stuff. So, thanks, man.
Show him some love.
Love this guy. The two witnesses, Chris and this guy.
Witsit.
Yeah, thank you. Love you guys.
Chris is a
Me too.
Put the FE Smackdown on Smackdown. Yeah. All right, cool. So we're just gonna wrap this one up then, and then maybe we'll just go do another one in a little bit. We're not gonna take it. No, we're not gonna take it anymore. Tell him, Bob.
Yeah, we have chalk around here too. So we have our messages left behind.
Yeah, exactly. We pulled out the chalk. He pulled out the chalk and. No. So all right, I love you guys. I'm gonna catch up with you later. Have you lost 900 subs? I don't know.
Like in downtown, like picnics and stuff. It's totally different now.
Wouldn't surprise me, but I don't think so. All right, I'm gonna catch up with you on the flip side. I think we'll do one in a second. No. There you go. He linked my boy Josh, Authentic Intent's channel right there. So go show him some love. Critical Inception just linked it.
The man, the myth, the legend.
All right, I love you guys. I'm gonna catch up with you on the flip side. Seek and speak truth unequivocally. The weak find contentment in the consensus of ignorance. If you want to support the tour, masqueradetour.com, $ WitsitGetsIt on Cash App, Witsit@protonmail.com on PayPal, and then we'll do one later. So I love you guys. Peace out.